Hi Aries, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your August 2017 Tarot Oracle with a little bit of astrology reading. It's a very crazy month astrologically, so I'm going to go over that as quickly as I can, and then we'll get into your card reading. I've been a little bit too waffly in these videos, so I'll try to make yours fast. I know you like fast. Okay, so astrologically, first thing of note is that Mercury goes retrograde on the 12th of August and will remain there through the 5th of September. So the usual warnings with Mercury retrograde, I'm sure you've heard them before. There are tendencies for mechanical breakdowns to occur. So maybe leave a little early so that you're not late somewhere. Expect possibly there could be mechanical issues with things that you need for communication, internet, your car, things like appliances. There can be mechanical breakdowns, but the big one really is communication in whatever form it takes. So whether you are communicating with your mouth or writing on a piece of paper or online, one thing you want to make sure of is that you understand that what you're saying or what you're expressing may not come across the same way that you intend on the other end, and vice versa. So cut yourself some slack or be extra careful with how you communicate during that time frame. And that thought as well, give the same kind of slack to other people if something that they say comes across as short or perfunctory or snarky. They may not intend it that way, but communication is unclear. And again, that's very possible with the internet because it's so fast. Make sure you're saying what you intend to say or communicating what you intend to say. And if someone sends you something that seems off, just consider, hey, that could be the Mercury retrograde. And then the usual, warning here. It's probably, because of communication, not a great idea to obligate yourself contractually to anything between the 12th of August and the 5th of September. Anything that's going to impact you for the next few years. Because if you're signing a contract, let's say to buy a house or take out a loan, get married, start school, any big life decision involving a contractual obligation, the information may not be clear, communicated clearly, or incomplete. It could be incomplete information in the documents that you're signing. So there's always a chance that there could be incomplete information on a contract, on a mortgage, on an application of some kind. So consider that. If you can avoid it, don't obligate yourself to anything contractually. If you can't avoid it, just make sure that you consider that Mercury is in retrograde, that all information may not be clear. So read, and read again and ask questions to clarify. All right. Let's get into your stuff. So your ruling planet, Mars, is in the sign of Leo, a very happy placement. And while it's in the sign of Leo, you're going to be enjoying all of the very impactful energy that Leo has this month, particularly with a solar eclipse, a complete solar eclipse that's happening on the 21st. We'll get into that in a moment. But with Mars being in Leo, this kind of is a friendly energy for you. You're a fast-moving, energetic, masculine type of sign. And Mars is that energy as well. And of course, its placement in Leo is also that energy. Another fire sign, another positive, fast-moving, action-oriented, creative sign. Okay? Not quite as warrior spirit as yours is, as your sign is. Still, it's a friendly elemental. It's an elemental friendliness between the two of you. So, there's no drag on Mars's energy. In the sign of Aries, Uranus is direct until the 3rd. On the 3rd, Uranus goes retrograde. Uranus is going to be in an interesting aspect during the solar eclipse, and we'll get into that in a moment. But in your constellation, when it's retrograde, it's reconsidering. A lot of things are in retrograde right now, and a lot of very impactful things on a macrocosmic level, on a soul consciousness level. And they're going to be impacted around that solar eclipse, which you'll be feeling. You'll definitely be impacted by that. Possibly more so than other people, but the collective as a whole is definitely going to be impacted by this. So let's get into those eclipses. The first one is a partial lunar eclipse. That's going to occur on the 7th of August. Let me get the time on that. Yeah, so the moon goes full at 2:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at 15 degrees Aquarius. This is on the 7th of August. So the lunar eclipse happens about 10 minutes after the moon goes full at 2:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, still at 15 degrees Aquarius. Okay, and there are some nice aspects on that day from a lunar perspective. On the 7th, the moon is making a lovely trine with Jupiter. No squares with the moon that day, so that's very nice. So most of the energy is going to be very positive. The moon's making a direct opposition to your ruling planet Mars, which happens to be where the sun is. It's a conjunction in Leo. So again, you'll be very impacted by this, very, very impacted by this. And that moon trine, which is such a positive aspect, is occurring with Jupiter in Libra, which is all about the other, your relationship to the other. So this is going to be positively, this will positively impact how you are viewed by other people, how you communicate with other people, the love you give and receive with other people. So your relationships will definitely be enhanced by this. And all of us will be enhanced by this as well. So now let's move into the total solar eclipse on the 21st. That occurs, so the moon goes new at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. The solar eclipse occurs 5 minutes prior to that at 2:25 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It happens at the last of the two, in other words, at 28 degrees and 53 seconds, almost the very last degree of Leo. And this is where your ruling planet is at the moment, okay? Why is this relevant? All people and collective souls, all groups of people and nations, all natal charts have a south and a north node. The south node is what you've come into this incarnation having mastered. The north node are those attributes that you need to master in order to evolve to the next level. So as a soul consciousness, our collective soul has a north node at the moment in Leo. We as a whole need to take on those positive attributes of Leo. So things like confidence, not arrogance, but confidence, autonomy, creativity, self-expression, and joy. Those are some of the most beautiful, loving things about Leo. Just joyful, happy, the center of the universe. Everyone wants to be around them because they're magnetic. They're so interesting, and they're so loving when they're on the higher octave. But autonomy is a big one here, okay? We collectively as a people need to take on the Leonian attribute of autonomy and confidence, not arrogance, confidence. This is for us to evolve collectively. So this will be as it relates to the macrocosm. Microcosm too, but definitely on the macrocosm, we're all going to feel this. Here's why. As I mentioned, your ruling planet is in the sign of Leo, okay? The sun, again, is in the sign of Leo, and it is the ruler of Leo. That's where the eclipse occurs. The sun is making a beautiful trine with Uranus, which is in retrograde, in your sign of Aries. The aspect that it's creating is called a trine. So basically with the sun creating we know the sun is about positivity, self-expression, because it's related to Leo, and love, pure love. The divine child, right? When it makes a positive, harmonious aspect with Uranus, and the planet of unexpected change, unpredictable energy, and Uranus is in retrograde in your sign, which is very fast-moving and energetic, right? This is setting up the stage for very positive change for all of us, for our evolution. So we're talking about major changes occurring for all of us at this solar eclipse around the 21st of August, so watch for it, particularly in the United States and the United Kingdom. The other aspect that's occurring is a trine with the moon, okay, and Saturn. So the moon we know is about the unconscious, the intuition, compassion, love, relationships, all things having to do with water. Those things that aren't so concrete. It's making a positive aspect with a trine aspect with Saturn. When I think of Saturn, I think of very stable institutions, the government, the IRS, the Army, law enforcement, the law, things like that. When the moon is making such a positive aspect of like a trine with Saturn, it's almost, and remember Saturn is in retrograde at this point in time anyway, meaning it's revisiting how things have always been done, about laws that are in effect. So I'll give you an example. It might be rethinking about the very harsh penalties attached to having a small amount of weed on you when you're stopped by the cops. You know, it's reconsidering, does that type of infraction really warrant, does the type of punishment really warrant that type of infraction? So it's already revisiting these things with the moon making a positive aspect. It's kind of like the moon's holding its hand or hugging it, softening up Saturn, buttering up Saturn to say, you know, think of it this way. If Saturn is like the crotchety old man saying, get off of my lawn, the moon making a trine aspect with it is kind of like the kind neighbor coming over and saying, but they're kids, let them have fun. Okay? So both of these aspects occurring, and I apologize, we're at 11 minutes, and I'll get into your cards in just a moment, but both of these aspects occurring are so closely related to you, Aries, to all of us. We'll all feel this. You can watch the news. I guarantee you're going to see some interesting changes. And again, this is 21st of August, but it's really going to impact you because one of the big major hitter planets has a aspect of note during this eclipse is in your sign. That's Uranus. Your ruling planet is in a direct conjunction, tightly closed in with the Sun in Leo and the North Node in Leo when all of this happens for an eclipse. And again, an eclipse, just really quickly, is a very powerful, impactful energy for everyone. It's like putting lighter fluid on a fire. Whatever's happening, it enhances it and expands it, makes it huge. So the stage is already set with all of these aspects, these positive aspects occurring in the chart. With this solar eclipse, it's just like, boom, let's make it bigger. Let's expand it. Let's supersize this event. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So sorry, that was 12 minutes of chat. Let's get into your reading. I'm going to do a supernal triangle pull. This is the top 3 sephira of the Tree of Life. So your Tree of Life, if you follow the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, this would be Keter, Chokmah, and Binah. If you follow the Kemetic Tree of Life, this would be Amen Asur, Tehuti, and Sekert. For psychological, just basic psychology, this is going to be the superconscious, the conscious, and the subconscious mind. I've got cartouche, other oracle decks, and 2 types of runes to clarify if we need it, but so far it hasn't been requiring that. Today we're using the Thoth deck by Lady Frida Harris. What does Aries need to know for August 2017, considering all of Aries' energies and impactful planets, just based on the fact that they're born a sun sign Aries, are in very big aspects at a very big time during an eclipse on the 21st. So what God source, highest energy, highest mind, what message does Aries need to know for August 2017? August 2017 for Aries. Sun sign Aries. What does Aries need to know? Highest mind, superconscious. What advice, what wisdom can Aries take with them for the month of August 2017? I have one. Princess of Discs in reverse. What's on Aries' mind that this message is relating to for the month of August? Oops. Sorry, that was too many cards. There we go. On your mind is the 8 of Cups, indolence. What does the subconscious want Aries to know for August 2017? The Death card upright. Transformation. Okay. The Princess of Discs would be kind of like a page, and they tend to be about messages and communications. There's some communication or some kind of message that you are expecting, but Spirit is telling you to let go of the expectation. Okay, so here's the card. This is the Princess of Discs. There's really no zodiacal attribution to this, just that it is usually messages as it relates to the very root of the energy of discs, which would be earthbound things, things of Malkuth. Money, so finances, your stuff, your things, your health, your energy. There's something you're expecting to get, and Spirit is telling you to let go of that expectation. Because right now in your conscious mind, you've got indolence. Eight of Cups in reverse. So this is Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is not necessarily badly placed in Pisces, but nothing really gets done. If you look at the picture here, what would normally, what would normally be flowing water, which is healthy water. Remember, we know stagnant water is not healthy water. I think, I believe that Crowley referred to this as the morning after the night that never occurred. So it's like having a hangover from nothing good, if that makes sense. It's in reverse. So what's on your mind is directly related to this thing that you're expecting, this thing that you have been expecting to hear. I don't know whether it's money, financially related. You're expecting to get a windfall, perhaps, like a message of perhaps a lawsuit. Maybe you thought you'd be on the winning end of a lawsuit, or some kind of inheritance. Kind of get the vibe that it's inheritance, but it's not coming at least not in the way you expected. If something is coming, or if you're resting your laurels on this, it wouldn't be a good idea at this time, at least not for the month of August, because Spirit is kind of indicating you're not going to get the message that you expect, if you get the message at all. And remember, you're in Aries. You're about doing things yourself, just making things happen out of nowhere. Fire, 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 right? With your conscious mind being stagnant, stuck, emotionally stuck. And emotionally stuck related to this. It's like you can't move on with your life or your creative endeavors or your romantic or your relationship endeavors because you're waiting on some message here from something to do with finances or your health, something that you perceived as stable. That message is not going to come. So release that. Release the need for that message so that you can move on from this stuck feeling, because subconscious is showing you that you have transformation. You've got the Death card here. Transformation is heading your way in a positive way. Nun, the fish, right? That's it's about taking this. Okay, it's not going to happen like I thought. I was expecting it to. I really kind of had all my confidence in the fact that it was going to happen, and I've been sort of stuck here waiting for it to happen. Now I know it's not going to happen. I've accepted the fact that it's not going to happen, so I'm not going to hang on to that any longer. Once I make that decision, transformation is there. Once I make that decision, I can step into what I'd hoped to accomplish with this message. Because remember, this message is at the mercy of another party, right? And so you're sitting here waiting, stuck, while you wait for another party. Well, you can't, although you're a powerful warrior, you cannot control what another party does. You literally don't have that kind of power. The moment you let this expectation go, transformation happens. You work from your own energy, that fiery furnace that you've got, Aries, and you move forward. You make your dreams happen. Okay, I don't think it needs clarification any further than that. I think that's pretty clear. However, if you have questions on the reading, feel free to ask them in the comment section below, and I'll answer them. Unless they're rude, I'll tell you to fuck off. If you would like a personal reading, feel free to email me at mimimemes@hotmail.com. That email address is in the description box below the video. Look forward to some big changes. Again, because you are so impacted by all the aspects, just being an Aries, right? And we're all going to be impacted by this solar eclipse. You're going to be like mega impacted because of all the aspects that are related to your planet and your sign. So enjoy the results. I really feel they'll be positive. They may feel jarring at first because they will be big, unexpected changes, but relax into them. Transformation's about to happen. This is quite positive, actually. All right, Aries, I hope this helped, and otherwise I will see you. If I don't hear from you directly for a reading, I will see you for the lunation readings, and elsewise I'll see you for the September zodiacal readings. And you take very good care of yourself and enjoy the energies of the eclipse. Bye.